So, I'm noticing a lot with your sketches, and this is obviously the hot topic today, is Batman.
Yes.
So, you just completed a 3-issue run on Batman and Robin,
yep.
which was, I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
How is it that you, I know you've worked with Grant Morrison before, but how is it originally that you came to work with Grant Morrison?
Oh, I went to the San Diego Comic-Con years ago, like before I was professional, and I had a portfolio that was a bunch of drawings of, you know, DC Comics characters and stuff, but I also had a bunch of drawings from The Invisibles, because I was a really big fan at the time, and I actually ended up meeting him at the con, just as a fan, and showed him these drawings that I'd done of The Invisibles, and he really liked them. He really actually loved them, and suggested that I talk to his editor, which I did, and she liked them as well. And, you know, long story short, they ended up hiring me at DC Comics to do some other stuff first, but then eventually I got hired to do a very small part of The Invisibles. And I think, you know, Grant likes my work, and I think he understands that I'm a fan of his, and I really want to do him justice, and I think I understand his writing and what he's trying to express, and so he's usually quite happy with me, and he's always asked for me. Like every project that we've done together, like Seaguy or Manhattan Guardian or whatever, has been him, you know, specifically requesting me. So,
well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great, and as long as he keeps asking, I'll keep working.
And now you've got the upcoming. You have one of the issues of Return of Bruce Wayne.
That's right. Yeah.
Which of the issues are you doing? Because I don't remember. I know the basic timeline of the eras, but which one are you doing?
I'm doing the Western.
The Western.
Wild West Cowboy Batman.
What can you tell us about Cowboy Batman?
I can tell you nothing more than you know, because I don't know any more than you do. I don't have a script yet or anything. So
okay.
So,
but I imagine you've probably done like a little planning.
I've done a couple of, you know, character sketches just to kind of get comfortable with drawing the character, but I know nothing about the story.
Really?
Yeah.
When so I'm guessing you get it all in installments, right? Like you don't know the overall story, you know.
I know my issue, and that's about it. They will.
That's probably exciting then.
Yeah, I mean,
they'll you can still be a fan of the comic.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Well, an interesting thing about working with Grant is he writes all of the dialogue after the art's done.
Really?
Yeah. We get a script that breaks it down, you know, page by page, panel by panel, what to draw, and there's very temporary dialogue that's written, but it's not in any way final. A lot of the time, it's just, you know, rough, you know, incomplete. A lot of the time, just to give us an idea of what it's going to be, and then we do the art, and then he looks at the art and then writes the dialogue.
That's interesting.
And so what's really interesting about that is that when I get the comic back, it's a new experience for me to read it.
That's awesome.
And even though I've drawn it, you know, I can see in places where what I've drawn has influenced what he's written, or I can see, you know, just kind of. Sometimes there's cases where maybe if I'd known what the dialogue was going to be, I might have drawn something differently. I might have, you know, well, if I'd known what that was a line was going to be, I would have, you know, drawn a different expression on the character's face or whatever. But it's still kind of a new, exciting experience reading it, because yeah, I can see, and it's always a thrill when I can tell when he's been influenced by what I've drawn, which happened a couple of times in Batman Robin.
Oh yeah.
There's some things where, yeah, like I added some things into the art that was.
Can you tell us what they were, or do you want to keep that hidden?
No. I mean, it's fine. I mean, just little things. I mean, he usually leaves the action sequences up to me. He doesn't write the action, like the big fight sequences. He just in the script just said, "Do this." Like he said, just, you know, I want this to happen in the fight, but you know, the choreography of it is just entirely up to me. So I get to, you know, play and do that and kind of, you know, make up my own stuff. And in issue 9, at the beginning, when Damian and Alfred are fighting the Bat clone, and they pull him, Alfred pulls the cape into the elevator, and it's going up, and he's choking. That was all kind of my, not all of it, but him choking and ripping his cape with the batarang and everything. That was all me. and it's but Grant added little bits of dialogue in there to kind of augment that.
Right.
Or later in the issue, when the clone's holding Damien over the edge of the building, and he's going to throw him off, and he's saying a bunch of evil stuff, and Damien spits in his face. That was me too. Like in the script, he actually was going to break the clone's fingers, but I couldn't make it. It was so dense on that page, and there was so much. I just couldn't fit in a way to break the fingers. And he'd already done it in issue 2, and so I felt like it was kind of redundant, And I thought, well, what can I get away with in one panel that would be a good character thing for Damien? And I thought, no, just spit in his eye. And so that's what I drew. And I ran it by him. I said, is it okay if I just have Damien spit in his face? And they said, yeah, that's great. So I drew it, and then Grant, added the word yeah, so it, just things like that. It makes it feel more like an actual collaboration rather than just me mechanically illustrating.
So I'm gonna ask a question. I'm guessing you may or may not know, but the other big Grant Morrison thing that you've done aside from Batman and Seven Soldiers was Seaguy.
Yes.
So we got 2 volumes of that, and I know that there's a 3rd one planned.
Yes.
Do you know anything about the future of Seaguy? Because I'm guessing you're definitely the artist for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Seaguy is the creator of the
just
thing.
as much as
yeah, so it would only ever be me doing it. And yeah, I mean, I know some of it. Back when I got the script for Volume 1 and 2, there was references to the 3rd, and I've already seen some of his. Grant sometimes does cover sketch drawings, like he plans the covers out early as just kind of like these story beats, I guess. So the covers are kind of Grant's rough designs that I then drew, more fully. So I've seen like the cover ideas for Volume 3. So I know vaguely what it's about.
Nothing really set in stone yet?
No script yet, no anything. And Grant's very busy at the moment, and so am I. And it is planned, and hopefully we will do it. I would expect it will probably be next year, sometime. Not as big of a wait between this one and
the last one.
And the first one, so which was like 5 years between them, I think. So hopefully, a 2-year gap rather than 5 years. That's not too bad.
No. Aside from you got Return of Bruce Wayne coming up. Do you have any other projects set in the works?
I have a couple of things, but I can't tell you
nothing yet,
unfortunately. Yeah.
So we'll just say right now you're only working on the online.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
I mean, I am definitely working on some other things, but I can't.
That's exciting. No, I personally can't wait to see it. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Really appreciate it.